It is hard to believe, but I've been voting for 30 years, and I've always exercised my right. And I believe it's gotten complicated, much more complicated. Now, number one, what I think is a problem is we tell people to vote, but we don't tell them, hey, you got to do a little research. You got to understand the candidates that are on the ballot. You got to understand the propositions and the measures that are going to affect you. I get these in the mail. These are the general election that have both arguments in favor and against. I get a voter information panel. I also get my official ballot. So if I want to exercise the ability to vote by mail, I can, or I can go to the polls and surrender this. But I do not recommend that you walk into the polls cold. I think you should know why you're voting and what you're voting for, and that they align with your philosophical and political orientations. The propaganda out there just tells people to vote, go to the polls. I think that's extremely important. In fact, in 1992, when I was a student at Eastern Michigan University, Jesse Jackson came to urge people to vote. I actually became a voter registrar for the city of Ypsilanti in order to register people to vote. And so I do understand the importance and I do value voting, but again, what I think is problematic is people go to the polls and they may have seen some flyers in the mail that were really shiny. So as a responsible voter, I think it's up to you to figure out how you're going to vote, who you're going to vote for, and what you're voting for, as opposed to merely voting because of propaganda that's been received. So do your homework. Go in there prepared. Bring a cheat sheet. Bring in the names of the candidates you're going to vote for. Bring in the yeses versus the nos. If you have something like this, you may get a sample ballot. Sometimes you get a sample ballot. I didn't get one this year. But normally when I get a sample ballot, I actually go through during my research and I'll mark. So when I go into the polls, I'm working off the sample ballot as opposed to just going off the top of my head. So that's my 2 cents. Do your homework. Go in the polls ready to cast a ballots that align with who you are and what you believe in. Thank you.